Morning and welcome to episode 9 of our lockdown coaching series. Hope you're well, hope you've had a good week. Today we're going to be looking at jumping. So we're going to be adding the bunny hop from a few weeks ago to a ramp. And as you can see, I've built myself a ramp here, just out of a pallet and a plank of wood. You don't need anything too specific, whatever you've got available, something where you can build something that looks like a ramp that you can bunny hop off of. So with the jump, as I say, it's simply adding the bunny hop to a ramp. What we're going to be looking at is the compression just before the ramp, using the transition of the takeoff to compress through that area, treating it like a springboard, and then the timing of where you're going to uncompress, extend your body into the air, take the bike up with you, and then how we're going to land. So I'll do a quick run through of that, simply do a jump, then we'll break it down into its component parts so you can work on it and hopefully improve your skills. So hopefully from the demonstration you can see the areas where we're compressing the body, driving it through the transition and then lifting off that lip. So when we're talking about compressing the body, just before the transition, that's your area where we need to get prepared, okay? So as you're approaching, in this instance, which will be the plank, about a metre or so before, you're going to compress that body. So you're going to bring the shoulders down over the hands, elbows are going to go up and out, pedals are going to be level, and as we compress down, the hips are going to stay over the seat, you're going to be in this position, and then you're going to be effectively pumping through the transition. Obviously on the track or on the trails, jumps are a much nicer shape and actually send us into the air. With this we really have to work that technique a little bit more, which would be great for when we get back on the track or trails, because it means our technique will be on point. So compressing through that area, and then just as you go up the ramp, starting to get your timing, so then you're going to unleash, do that bunny hop move just before the very lip of the jump, which in this essence is going to be about here. So as soon as my front wheel touches that area, we need to do a very explosive move from our compressed position, where we're going to be here. The body goes up and back, the shoulders are going to go over the hips. I'm aiming at going up and taking the bike with me. I can then, once I'm in the air, keep my hips just over the seat. That's going to keep the bike level, and then I'm going to time my landing. So just as I'm coming down, just as that back wheel's going to touch, I start to get ready, and as the back wheel touches, I'm going to use the elbows and knees to absorb that landing and ride away. One of the differences between a straight bunny hop and a jump, apart from the ramp, is obviously the speed. With a jump, we need a bit more speed coming in. I've only got about 6 metres, but that's plenty for me just to build enough pace to be able to come in at a good jogging pace, compress my body, and then unleash and get that pop. So what we're going to do now, we'll run it through again and try and talk you through it, how you can improve your jumping. So as I was saying, at this point, just before the obstacle, this is where you're going to be compressing. We don't want to start compressing too early, because all of that stored energy is going to be gone by the time we get to the top of the ramp. It needs to be a really dynamic and explosive move. So we're going to be compressing through this area. You're going to be driving, effectively pumping through this area, and then once the bike is into this point, this is our springboard. This is time to unleash all that energy, take it up in the air. And as we come off, you want to get the bike into this position, so the front wheel is going to be just above the back. Then you can aim, looking forward at all times, just getting your timing, and as the back wheel touches, the elbows and knees are going to soften, you're going to compress that landing so that we don't jar ourselves and get all stiff and squirrely on the landing. So we'll have another run through, and we'll work on getting that pop. The pop is effectively your bunny hop. Once you've mastered that bunny hop to a point where you can guarantee you're going to have level wheels in the air and you can control the landing, that's when you're really ready to take it to a jump. So we're going to break it down, we're going to compress and pop. Break it down and we're going to... So in a confined space like this, it's actually quite difficult because we haven't got much speed for a run up, we've got a very small ramp and very little run off. But with that said, it really gives you a chance to really work on the technique, not worrying about the speed. If you can do things slowly and under control, once you get out on the track and the trails and start adding the speed, the technique will come easy, and it's just a case of then controlling the gap and controlling the distance. When it comes to a gap jump, things are slightly different, because that's where being able to look ahead and see where the landing is becomes important. So with this, what we can do is I can start using these lines or the gaps in between the slabs and work on actually gaining the distance. So I can say, right, my jump's going to be, say, 3 slabs long. So I want to be looking way past that third line, so that when I come in, I'm up in the air, I know that I'm going to be holding on and I'm not going to get ready to compress until I actually touch the floor past that line. It's just a case of getting the timing, working on the speed and making sure the technique to get you in the air is going to be enough for you to travel as far as you've planned. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to work on jumping a specific distance. So first one, I'm going to go to the first line. Second one, I'm going to go to the second line. Third one, I'm going to go to the third line. Hopefully you can see that my head's going to be up, looking forward, and that's going to help me plan where I'm going to go. So hopefully from the demonstrations, what you can see is adding good technique with the appropriate speed is what we need to be able to judge to clear a gap. In essence, what we're looking at is good compression prior to our jump, compressing and driving through the transition, timing our lift, our pop off the lip, so we don't go too early because we want to be right on the edge of that lip, and we don't want to go too late because if the front wheel's already gone over the edge, it's going to be over. And then looking forward, planning where we're going to land, spotting our landing, timing as the wheels touch the floor, compressing the elbows and knees, softening the landing and rolling away. Hope you've got something that you can work on in the garden. Build yourself a ramp, have a bit of fun with it, work on your bunny hops, keep working on your skills, and we'll be back again with week 10 next week. Stay safe out there.